Alright you guys, so we are out here and step one is to get this whole gazebo where it's going to be sitting squared up. So I drove a couple stakes over here. I'm going to show you the method that I'm using. You guys can use your own method and actually share them in the comments. Maybe it's working better for you. But over here what I've done is I've drove the stake down, and this is a 6-foot level. So I don't know if you guys ever use the Pythagorean theorem, but we always do the 3, 4, 5 or 6, 8, 10, 9, 12, 15. And right now we're going with our 6, which is this straight edge right here, 8, which is this tape measure right here, and our 10 being the cross. So let's go ahead and check. You can see I'm pulled off this corner right here, and I'm with the other side. I'm flush right there. So coming on down over here, you can see we are right at our 10-foot mark right there. Boom, on the money. And then over here we are lined up right there, and that is our 10-foot mark. So right here, as you can see, this is beautiful as far as the string goes, and I'm gonna go with it. All right guys, that's square. What's up you guys, welcome back to Rent This Flip That, and we are out here in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, and today we're working on a gazebo. Now we got a little bit of prepping and planning yesterday, marked out where our 4 holes were going to be for our 6x6 posts, and today we started digging the holes. Well, actually we started digging yesterday, but we wrapped up the holes today. We're about to get ready to set our first post out here. Kelly is getting through in the screw gun, and we need to grab our 6-foot level. We'll get this first post right here. Now this is a 12-foot post, and we are about 2 foot 2 inches into the ground, so that's where we're going for now. We'll get this thing set up, and then we'll get on to the next pole. All right, you guys, here we go. Alright you guys, so we're back. We're here in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, and we are working on this post. Now I think we leveled it earlier. I don't know if we even put that on camera or not. And it got me to thinking about things, and sometimes we don't think ahead, and that can get us in trouble. So we're trying to build a gazebo that is 10 foot by 12 foot. Now, you know, material comes in specific lengths. I think the 12 footers come in like 12 foot 3/4 in case you're trying to span like from a floor joist to a floor joist or a rafter to a rafter. But in our case, we're doing 10 by 12. And when I marked these posts out, I marked it out at 12 by 10. And then when I went on the break, I was after thinking, man, I'm glad we didn't set all those posts in concrete, because if I would have set them 10 foot and 12 foot apart, then by the time I wrapped my band around that, that would have been 12 foot 3 and 10 foot 3. At that point, I would have had no choice but to make the band flush with the outside of the post. Does that make sense? So that's going to be your choice of what to do if you forget about that and don't add your extra. But we're going to get over here and get this thing plumbed up, and this will be our first one. I got this other beam over here as a straight edge, just so I can make sure that the post is angled right. I got to telling Kelly without the material here, because I wanted to kind of build the floor system band and then square it up and set my posts in according to that, but the material's not here yet. So this is the method we're going with right now. I'm going to get these 2 posts set, then I'll build that band, and then we'll swing it outside until we get it squared up, and then we'll put the last 2 posts in. All right guys, hang tight. Tell me where and when.
Yeah, it's good right now.
Yep.
I'm gonna fall in.
So we got to come over this way ahead.
Are you making it like it is over there? Because I thought you had to do something a little different if you were wrapping it. No? You want to make sure. I don't know.
Their posts.
Mm-hmm.
Their posts were 9 foot 9.
9. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if they'd have wrapped it around it, they would have had 1.5 inches, and that would have been 12 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna make this wrap around, so we're going 9 foot 9 from post to post, just like they did, but we're not wrapping it. We're not butting into it.
Right, you're wrapping it around, and that's still all okay if you do 9, 9. Okay, I just didn't know if you needed to tweak the numbers because we were doing something a little different. Okay.
All right, let's do this side now. I love that. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Flat against that.
Mm-hmm.
If I keep coming this way. Flat against that. Let's do it. Let's do concrete. Ain't gonna get no better than that. All right, now that we got the post all plumbed up and braced off on two sides, we're gonna go ahead and throw the concrete in. I think this is Kellie's favorite part. I keep trying to go around you. You keep turning. I started off way over there. Man, you got concrete all over you now. And pants. No telling who's been touching your butt now.
That's me. I would like to see how not putting water in the hole on at least one of these works. Can we do that?
I guess.
Want to try it?
And what's the purpose of doing that?
Because there's so much water in the ground. It'll just soak all the water out of the ground. Turn into concrete. I can't believe there's that much water in the hole.
Dude, check this out. So I just randomly laid this 12-footer here down and laid this 12-footer down here. I just laid them down on the edge, and then I laid this 2x6 on top of it and just set my level up just to see where the high point. I'm trying to find the high point. Bro, check it out. What? Like, when does that ever happen? All right, so they're exactly the same, even though this side over here looks like it's higher. That's dead level right there. So now we just got to figure out where the low point is over here. Watch it be level right there. That'll be like, I don't know, that'll be shocking. How could that be? All right, moving on. All right, guys, so next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and cut this thing at 9'9", get it screwed on the back here where it's supposed to be temporarily, and then we're gonna start building this deck. Okay, you guys, now it's time to put this band on, but sometimes your partner is struggling with Ticketmaster to buy tickets for a concert, so they're not always gonna be available to help you with something like this. So if you have to do this by yourself, here's a little tip. I went ahead and measured this. Now it's pressure treated, so it's a little bit swollen. It's not exactly 5.5. It's a little bit less than 5 3/4. So I went in ahead and make me a little mark down here at 5 3/4. I'm just going to temporarily drive a screw. You won't be able to see it because it'll be underneath the bottom of it. And that'll hold this side up while I go over there and screw that side in. And then we'll be able to come back over here and screw the other side in. These are all temporary anyway. I'm going to remove them and use those big decorative screws because for structural purposes. But anyway, this will work for now. Now, as I stated, I went ahead and put a level on the one on the side there and made my mark here. So I should be able to bring this to the top of this mark here and this thing be dead level across. In theory, that's what's supposed to happen. So let's see if we get lucky and the universe works right. It's important that my board is on the line over here for this to actually work, but it's real close. So let's check it right now. Oh my goodness. Guys, take a look at that. That is so beautiful. And that's because those were laying on the ground up there and laying on the ground. And like I said, when I put that 2x6 across there and put my level, it was dead level. I was like, well, all I got to do is raise this side up level and this side level, and that should tell me where that back one goes. So you go 9'9" across there. Now we're going to cap those off with our 12-foot and rock and roll. All right, you guys, holla. All right, 12 feet. All right, you guys, so I got the band put up on 3 sides. Now, like I said, some of these screws are a little bit temporary. The ones on that side, I'm gonna remove and put those big giant decorative GRKs. They're the big gold or brass looking ones, so they're real decorative. So now the next step we're going to do is we're going to pull our Pythagorean theorem off of this corner because I have a really nice sharp corner. As you guys can see over here, take a look at this. Man, that thing is flush as can be. It's 9'9" there, and it's 12 foot across this way. So once I pull my 6, 8, 10 across there, that'll tell me which way I need to swing this board and that board. And then once we pull across, it should be a perfect 10 foot. In all theory and reality and the way the universe works, that's how it should come out. So we'll just see if reality is still real. You know how people online are. They be trying to stretch reality and trying to make it not real. We do things real around here. So let's get this thing squared up and I'll check back in with you guys. All right, here we go. All right, so this is stationary. It's not ever going to move. So I've got a good solid base to pull off on that. I can yank on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my mark at 6 foot and we're gonna go to the outside right here. Now over here we're going to mark 8 foot. For those of you guys don't know what the Pythagorean theorem is, I hear people online saying, well, I didn't never have to learn that, I don't have to use that. And well, we do. We use it out here. That's how we square up a building. So the basis of that is 3, 4, and 5. So if you are trying to find out if a building is square, you'll pull 3 foot one way, 4 foot another way, and then when you go across, it should be a 5. Now, if you have a big structure that you're trying to do, you're going to have to multiply those every time you go up. So in other words, I'm not doing 3, 4, 5. I'm doing 6, 8, 10. See, the 3 plus another 3 is 6, 4 plus another 4 is 8, 5 plus another 5 is 10. And you can do that all the way, 9, 12, 15, 12, 15, 20, however you're doing it. But we're going to do 6, 8, 10 right here. Probably just confused the whole world. They're like, I knew we wasn't going to use Pythagorean theorem. This guy's crazy. I don't understand anything he's saying.
So that was 8.
All right, so Kellie's going to take me over there, and she's going to hold me on this side of my tape measure.
Which side?
This side of my tape measure. And that's so that she can actually hook that point over there perfectly. Now, all I have to do, guys, we are almost dead money right here. I'm not even lying. All I have to do is pull this way until it touches my 10 foot, and I'm almost there. Hold on. And as you can see, we are right at our 10 foot mark. See that? 10 foot. So that's good to go. Now we know where that pole needs to go over there, and I can pull across here 10 foot just to double check it, and then pull off of here 10 foot over there. But I'm going to do both. I'm going to pull the 10 foot and I'm going to square that side up. So no sense in explaining any more of what we're doing on that, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and get this thing squared up and get these poles set, and we'll check back in with you guys. All right. Look, we came out here to grab our 12-foot post, and this is why you go pick your own material out. I mean, look at this. If you paid as much as this guy is for this gazebo, would you want your post to look like that, like missing part of the actual 6x6? I can't put that in the ground and use the good side because there is no good side. So basically, we are wasting time trying to get this to work. We're going to have to go back to Home Depot and get our own post. So that's where we are now. All right, go ahead and set her down as close as you can or over top of it. Yep. I'm coming under. It's gonna be our best fit right there, I think.
Right.
Right there. All right, gang. Let's check that out. All right, so we got our 11'9" that way, 9'9" the other way. So I'm gonna check for level. Now that this is where it's supposed to be, let's check that out. Boom, son, check that out.
or is that just a shell that just fell? I need you to check it out. That big black brown thing right there. Yeah, it just fell.
Yeah.
The hell, it just fell on a tree.
Yeah. What's up, you guys? Welcome back. We're here back in Gazebo. It's the next day, and we just wrapped up yesterday with all the joists. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you an update on what it is we got done yesterday. Here we go. So we did get all 4 of the posts put in. We got them all plumb. We got braces on these. That one, Kellie dry poured that concrete. I guess she's experimenting with something new she saw on YouTube. Me, I put water in these and they're all solid, they're ready to go. And then we put the floor joist in, and I started doing the blocking yesterday here. Now you don't have to do that, but I feel like it really does help with it not flexing down a little bit. And I may put some support there in the middle, which will be the cutoffs from these right here. So that's where we are right now. I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing the blocking right here, and then I'm going to put those deck boards on over there, on here, and then we can have something to set our ladders on here so I can cut these posts off up there. All right, guys, that's your update for the day. I'll holler back at you. You know, I just don't know if I trust this. Whoever came up with dry pouring concrete and 6x6 posts, it just don't even make any sense to me. Guys, please answer in the comments. Do you pour your concrete dry and just let the moisture in the ground be the moisture to make the concrete? I feel like that happens over time. I mean, I've never done that before. I've always just poured water in my concrete and made a rock at the bottom of it so that it wouldn't come out. If you do dry pour concrete, let me know in the comments, what is your method and how do you do it, and do you have great results with it? Some of us would just like to know. All right, for now, I'm gonna put some water in this hole. All right, here we go. All right, team, we're real close to being able to put the decking down on this frame that we built right here. But there's one more step I need to take care of that maybe you guys might not think about ahead of time until you get to it and you're like, I don't know what we're going to do about that. But you want to make sure that you have some blocking on this part of your post, because when the boards span over, you see what I'm saying, they're not going to another joist, so they're going to need to be able to land on something. So you're going to have to put something here. That's what I'm going to do next, so you guys hang tight. All right, team, so we are just about ready to rock and roll on the deck boards right here. Now, I wanted to go over something with you guys. If you've already built a deck before and you have your way of doing things, that's perfectly fine, I understand. But I did want to go over some things that maybe you're just like, you know what, I never thought of that, but that is a good idea. The way we build things today may not be exactly the way they used to build things back in the day. Now, I have always been taught with the guys that I build decks on, when we did these boards like this, we slammed them up tight as we could get them, use our cat's paw to get them up tight and everything like that. That's just how we did it in the old day, and I built a deck in Alabama like that. But when I had to pull one of the deck boards up to do work up underneath it, it was very hard, because you know how wood expands and contracts. So I also think that causes cupping, warping, and everything like that. Now, my wife's dad, he built all his decks and he used 8-penny nails to drop in between the crack. That way he knew he had a consistent space in between. And then if any boards were bowed or warped, he had that extra little bit to go where he could knock it back in. And not only that, it helps for draining water, and also it's not so tight and pressed. So when it does spread out, everything should be fine. All right, so I snapped the line, this thing right here. Now I'm not worried about the posts because the posts are dead up, but you know how when you put rough framing on and squeeze things together, you're not going to exactly get the number you're looking for in rough framing. Now in trim carpentry, that's a totally different thing. We go right down to the 16th, sometimes the 32nd. But out here, when we were in the field, we heard 1/8 inch, somebody scream, nail it. And that's the way we went. And so right now, when I snapped the line in the middle, I went ahead and put the crack of the board on the line first. And by the time I got, because I laid these out the way it's going to be, by the time I got to the outside, I had a little piece that was about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches big. That wasn't going to work for me. So what I did was I split the plank. So I went 2 7/8 on both sides and made a mark, and then I put this plank in the dead center. Now, I also went ahead and put the 8-penny nails in here as spacers, and the reason I did that, when I go to measure 2 planks together with the spacers in there, I get 11 3/8, sometimes 11 9/16, depending on the thickness of the boards. Okay, and so with the 8-penny nails in here, if I button this right here, you can see that that's going to give me almost a 1/2 inch overhang. It's almost exactly as the front and the back there. So that's going to work out perfect for me. I'm not going to really have to cut any of these as far as the rip goes, and we should work out perfect. So, all right, you guys, so we got the deck boards laid down. We got our nails over here for our spacers. We got our screws. We're fixing to throw this thing down. I'm going to throw this thing in hyperlapse. You guys just hang tight. Here we go.
Are you ready?
Screwy gun.
Well team, I gotta say I'm pretty pleased with the results. There was a few rough spots, but Kelly took a palm sander and smoothed them all out. Now this thing is a no splinter zone. The overhang on the front and the back was a 1/2 inch, so I was able to butt my band, pull a 1/2 inch on both sides, and snap a line. That made the reveal the same on all 4 sides, plus it gave me a super straight line to cut. While I got you guys here, it would really mean a lot to me if you guys would subscribe to the channel. I'll keep making videos and you guys join the team. You get all my content for free and it only takes a second. Or if it's not your thing but you did enjoy today's video, at least drop us a like. It helps the channel and Kelly and I really appreciate it. Besides, we got a lot more to go on this gazebo. I'm using this new Sigma laser level and reader to mark all 4 posts. You won't believe how accurate this thing is. Plus the rafters, the roof, you don't want to miss that, so make sure to ring the bell. Alright guys, that's going to do it for us on this one, and we'll hope to see you on the next one. Until then, take care and stay safe. Peace.